Hi, my name is A. Sparks, Post Speech Marketing, and today is your Man Minute. Today we're going to talk about book cover, how to make a book cover or pamphlet cover or any sort of cover for what you're trying to do. But I'm going to specifically talk about books because I did it myself. First of all, you need to know how big the size of your cover is. So my suggestion is you get yourself Photoshop, right? Don't mess around. Get yourself Photoshop. Hit the new button, new project button, and put in 6 inches by 9 inches, and think with your pea brain that there's probably going to be a scissors or something trying to cut that thing. So let's just go ahead and before it even gets started, let's make it 6 1/4 inch by 9 1/4 inch. And hopefully that will take care of everything. If you don't think that'll take care of everything, just make it 6 1/2 by 9 1/2 and get it over with. Say, this is the size of my book. All right, that's done. That was easy. All right, then you're gonna have to look at it and say, okay, well, make sure it's in 300 PPI, right? Because it's print. CYMK, because it's print. And then you have to think about yourself. The first thing I did was, I said, here's the spine. What do I want the spine to look like? When people see my book on a shelf, don't I want it to be funny, right? Or don't I want people to see it? So I made sure my face was right in line. And if you look at my book, I put the word "of" as my penis. Because that's the only thing that people are gonna see. The second thing I did was write a lot of vulgar stuff on the back. And then I thought about it sitting on the dining room table with the back sitting on the table, and I didn't want little kids to read it. So I had to edit it with my brain. And thirdly, on the front, I want to make sure it looks, the front of the book, you know, it's engaging. But I don't know how you did it. I did it with personal pictures, so I could take a big picture and just slap it on there. Here I go, I'm done. But a lot of people, they use Shutterstock, right? They just go use, let's just say Shutterstock, and just look through the pictures and say, hey, I can buy the rights to this picture for 25 bucks. I'll never have a problem. Or you can use a program called Illustrator, and you can stick any picture in there and press trace, and you change it from a picture into a cartoon, basically. And you can make the cartoon bigger or smaller and still use it as your book cover. So there are two different ways to use your book cover. But there's a little checklist that you need to realize that needs to happen. One, when you buy your ISBN, because you will buy it at Bowker.com like I did. It's myidentifiers.com, Bowker.com. You'll buy your ISBN and your barcode, and that goes in an actual legit place on the back. It goes in the same place for every book. Some books put it in different spots, but in America, it's supposed to go in one spot. So you need to take that in consideration when designing your book. And secondly, the cover. And secondly, there's got to be your name on the spine, right? So you got to remember that in the title. And your name is going to probably be on the front too. So, yeah. Oh, well, it's to cover your book. If you really need it, I will do it for you. I'm going to charge you $1,000. You can shut up because it's going to take a long time to do your cover. Maybe I should charge you $2,000. I'll do it right the first time, be badass. But in 2 months, you'll be like, I got to change this, right? And thirdly, the thing you might need at the end is endorsements. Don't ever leave your book cover and the back without endorsements. I mean, endorsements come and go, but you can always re-upload the cover, right? You can get your endorsements and say blah 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 said it was a horrible book. That's what I did. But you might say blah 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 says it's an amazing book. Okay, well, put it on the back. It don't even matter if people have heard of that person before. Just make sure you have 1 or 2. I say 3 sells a book. I haven't sold any copies of my book personally. You know, according to even my friends haven't bought the book. Because the only person that's ever going to buy my book, according to the pros, is me. Because I got to sell the book myself. And I'd rather sell it 100 at a time. Or 200 at a time. So I make a living for today. Or sell it to the bookstore or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a professional. I don't have it all worked out when it comes down to all that stuff. So that's a little bit about my book cover. strategy. I don't know, maybe it's boring, maybe it's not, but you're gonna have to do something for your book cover. Just remember that when it sits on the shelf, you want to make sure people know which book it is, because the spine, I think the spine is the most important. So make it funny. My name is A Sparks, that's your man for today. Have a good day. I'm gonna talk about the third edit. I'm talking about the final edit here coming up. See.
This is your Man Minute.